What's up, Yon World? It's your boy, Original Dion, and uh, today I'm talking about all this shit that been going on in the world recently. And giving y'all a spiritual perspective on it all. So, something that was real big and that bothered me was when the president of our nation said today that we should fire all the sons of bitches who take a knee. You know what I'm saying? And in contrast, when the white people, the white conservatives to be specific, were in Charleston and they had their rallies, he called them very fine people. So, with that being said, it's like protesting is not gonna work for us. You know what I'm saying? What is the ultimate solution to this shit that we face, which is racism, and you can't sit here and say racism don't exist because you can feel it. You can feel it in the collective conscious. And if you don't know what the collective conscious is the network which all of our minds are connected to. An example of that is if you were thinking of someone or talking about somebody and they call you, or you happen to see the person, or if you're thinking about a song and you hear it, that's an example of the collective consciousness. So you can feel racism present in that network of things if you just sit back and just imagine, like if you're white, just imagine what it would be like to be black. But why are people so opposed to us? You know what I'm saying? And compared to other groups of people, why is it when we're talking about black people, African American people, we are the most like desensitized group? You know what I'm saying? We are the most alienated, left alone. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're treated the worst just throughout history and just how the shit played out. And along with that, you know what I'm saying? You might think like you might have a thought other races and cultures, like for example, like Jewish people or Chinese people, they have had their share of slavery and beating, but shit like that was recognized, you know what I'm saying, and it was acknowledged, that it happened. And it's like when it comes to black people, no matter what we go through, our shit is never acknowledged. Like the pain that we have, like our people have been lynched on this land, and America was built with the blood, the sweat and tears of slaves. You know what I'm saying? And these were bought slaves by white people that had kids, that generations of training and thought process are still here. So I just come to ask myself, like, what is the real solution to all of this shit? Like, well, first you gotta know your history as a black person. You have to completely understand your history to be able to take what I'm about to say. This video is not meant to be a fucking trail down memory lane and black history and all the shit that we accomplished. But I would like to remind you that we were the original people, and that the skin pigment, the melanin, the amount of carbon that we have stored in our skin, and the information that we receive from the sun has been vast for many of years, and people known this. Definitely white people have known this, and they have strategically, systematically placed us in a predicament which we will never figure that out unless you search for yourself, unless you have questions, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're able to get past what people have told you and look up what your soul is trying to tell you. So I know the video kind of dark, but you gotta feel this shit. You gotta feel this shit. What I'm saying, they have tricked us out of our own power. That to the point when we see a eye of Heru or the third eye, we are told this is evil. So the main thing black people have to do is regain their power, regain your blackness and your spirituality. We have to completely let go of Jesus. Like, that's hard for a lot of people, but I'm really targeting the newer generation, like the people who are becoming free thinkers, because like an older person will probably hear that and feel like I'm being disrespectful, to God, because they believe Jesus is God, when in fact he's not. In fact, he's never existed. In fact, he's as real as Santa Claus. And until you are bold enough to ask the proper questions, you will always be in the dark. You know, how I found out about Jesus is through my grandma. And I'm pretty sure everybody family has found out through Jesus, through their grandma, you know what I'm saying? Through an elder person who was taught by their elders, who was taught by their elders, and so on. But you gotta understand one thing about the Bible. It came to us during slavery. If you know anything about slavery, we weren't allowed to read or write during that time. They want us, illiterate. They didn't want us to know how to do none of that. So when they saw it was some smart ones out the bunch, they were easier to manipulate. So they could give them the Bible and they would preach it to us. And you know what I'm saying? It was a orchestrated event, meaning there would be a slave master there while we were getting taught the Bible. And if you didn't believe in this, you were beat and killed. And they showed our ancestors, our slave ancestors, I should say. They showed them some of the strongest men on the field getting beat, killed. You know what I'm saying? And they would give them the Bible to redeem yourself through Jesus, which was created by the Roman Council, a group of white men, which all of these white niggas who came over here as settlers originate from. And they have bloodline and blood ties connected back to that. So we gotta understand that this book that we call the Bible was beat into us. And it has worked. It's worked. Like, it's black people that'll watch this and would tear my head off for saying that shit. But we gotta understand that God is not Jesus. God is when you praying for a job and you get it. God is when you want to recover in the internal process that heals you. God is when they say you can't walk, you believe you can walk. God is when you're in a fucked up position and you will yourself out into a greater position. You know what I'm saying? No physical person came and helped you. You went inside, and it's an internal process. God is like a connection to the energy. You know what I'm saying? It's not a person. If anything, you are the God. Because think about it. You think your thoughts. Who hearing you think your thoughts? Until you start speaking, nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody know what you own until you open your mouth. So I believe God is the energy, that connects our thoughts. And that certain amount of energy is stored within us. That this connection is within us. And we can tap into it, through understanding how to breathe. If you understand how to breathe correctly, everything will change, man. Like everything, the amount of energy you get, the amount of shit you'll get done, everything will change because everything is energy. And if you learn the basis of the function of your subconscious, if you just learn the basic functions of your subconscious, you would be God. You would understand how to think, to create the feeling and the emotion to give you the action. You need the emotion to create the motion in real life, you know what I'm saying? And the energetic motion. So you have to see yourself, and seeing yourself produces a certain energy that flows through you and that allows you to go out and create. Never have you prayed and Jesus came down and did the shit. You may have thought it was this energy that you suddenly had, that idea that you suddenly had, and that's stored within the infinite knowledge within you. If you don't think it's something more to this body, you stupid. You ever wonder what is it that moves the body? You ever wonder why we have dreams? If you ever experienced a dream that took you to a whole different place and you remember the feeling, you remember everything how it felt, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's what we have to cultivate, this sense of spirituality, not from a religious standpoint, but from a point that we have the power. And until we do that, all of our protests, everything, it won't work. Because at the end of the day, we still giving our spiritual shit to this fake entity. You see, we giving a power away. It's like just throwing your money away or something. You know what I'm saying? We giving away a power that we need to survive. And we have to gain back our spirituality. And that is the removal of all figures and believing solely in self and understanding how we are connected to this universe and how our spirit operates on multiple realms. You know what I'm saying? It's about seeing through this world, seeing it for exactly what it is, energy. Not for physical structure, not for bounds and boundaries and boxes and all of these, finite things. We are infinite. You know what I'm saying? We are multi-universal. And until you're able to comprehend that, you will never break out. You will continue to do exactly what you're doing because it's comfortable. And this space that I'm in is not comfortable because there's not a lot of people here yet. But I'm very confident, I'm very convinced in what I believe in. And I've had too many blessings come from just the way I think and the way I look at life, because it's my true nature. It's my true calling. And I have to do this no matter what anybody says. But take a knee. I hope everybody take a knee. And this video was longer than I intended to be. But take a knee. But when you get up, you gotta stand for something more spiritual. We gotta understand that our people have been tricked out of our spirituality. And this could get to the masses way more if some of our black leaders, our black rappers, our black athletes, these people who making millions of dollars, step up in the right way. You gotta step up in the right way. You can't step up in the same way everybody else has been stepping up. You have to be completely honest. You have to be completely vulnerable. You have to be willing to put everything on your line. because this life is meant to be lived. This life is meant to be lived to the fullest, and if you're given the opportunity and platform, you're supposed to express, no matter what. No matter what, you know what I'm saying? It's always something positive that comes from it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's death, you're given a new life. You're given a whole new life that you know nothing about. Until you start dreaming, you will understand what I'm saying. Like controlling your dreams, not just fantasizing. I'm talking about really going in and controlling your dreams. And even fantasizing is not fantasizing. I don't want to just brush that off neither, because you can have creative, or I should say, you can have constructive visualization. So, to wrap it up, Yon World, I know you can't see me, but that's the melanin. You know what I'm saying? I did that on purpose, man. It's complete black, because from everything it came, everything birthed from out of the blackness of the universe. So, the tone, everything's gonna birth out of this. But yeah, man, follow Yon World, subscribe, man. Take a knee. Hashtag take a knee. I'm gonna title this the video, but that's just what I feel like we have to do to battle this shit on another level. And it's more of us than them. We're not the minority. We're the majority. Thank you.